you're feeling down in the dumps, tired of your health holding you back, look no further than Fire Your MD Now with Dr. Glidden, the radio show that strives to get you in optimal health. Look out, Big Pharma. Someone is looking for the knockout punch. Here's Dr. Glidden.
Here, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Today is Thursday, the 23rd day of May. Thursday, the 23rd day of May. Be sure to join us on the webinar this evening, 8 o'clock Central Time, where I discuss your supplement program and how to optimize its absorption. Phytates, no phytates, with a meal, without a meal, with water, with tequila. What are you going to do? How are you going to mix that stuff up? What dosages are you going to take? What are you going to give your kids? What are you going to do with your friends? What are you going to do with your neighbors? What are you going to do with your enemies? How are you going to deal with the dosage question? That's tonight at 8 o'clock Central on fireyourmdnow.com. As a subscription holder, this event open only to subscription holders. It's $17 a month to sign up for my online health recovery subscription service, in which you will gain access to 4 hours of live webinars a week and over 53 hours of recorded archived information. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. It's Thursday, so you know what that means. That means it is Kicking It with Commander Day. Let's give a nice Dr. Glidden round of applause to Mark Denning, a.k.a. the Commander.
Amen there.
Welcome aboard, brother. How's it going today, and what's on your mind?
I am... I'm burned, man, because I had one of my cases yesterday. I took a patient from one place, a very prestigious medical center in Chicago, for a revision of abdominoplasty where they did it in Mexico.
Oh, really? So she had a surgical procedure in Mexico.
Yeah. Totally botched, my friend.
They botched it, and now she had to be transported to the hospital so that they could fix it, and you were there along for the ride, making sure she didn't code before she got to the hospital.
Not on my watch, buddy. Not on my watch. Nobody codes on the commander's watch. If they do, they come back.
You know, I wanted to go over something that we talked about probably a couple of months ago, because I'm not sure I completely understood this. We were talking a little while ago about how, you know, you've been in the back of an ambulance for how long now? How many years?
About 12.
12 years. All right, that's a goodly time. Now, in your experience, sitting there in the back, what's going on with the availability of drugs, emergency life-saving drugs, that you have access to in the ambulance and that they have access to in the emergency rooms at the hospital? Tell us, bring us up to speed about that, because I think it's a worthwhile thing to discuss.
It always is. We're not seeing the amounts that we've had in the past. I mean, I think it's two main things. One, people, of course, are sicker, right? And second of all, the more we keep tearing up our natural resources, we don't have raw materials to make any of these. And, you know, it's great that we have technology, but it's not great that we have so many sick people because of it. So we've had to make modifications in our protocols because of the shortages of medicines. Like, say you wanted to go to a hospital now and have a surgical procedure, they might have to postpone it because they don't have the medicine to do it. Then you may be in a rut. You have a cardiac arrest, we may have to modify our procedure. There was one medicine that had a shortage. It's to stimulate it's to raise your heartbeat, not to stimulate, not adrenaline. It's called atropine. But that was coming down the pipe as a shortage. It makes me think that much harder.
Yeah, I can understand because
my toolbox.
Yeah, right. Because you're used to doing it this way, and you're used to having all the tools at your disposal, and then they take away half the tools in your toolbox. It's like, holy crap! I got to be creative now and figure this stuff out. So, do you think that, or do you have any sense of what's behind this? I mean, is it that medicines are more and more expensive? Is it that the hospitals are less and less funded? Is it then what's at the root cause of this besides, just a slowdown in the production at the pharmaceutical plants? What do you think is going on?
Well, I think that it's just people not getting the right advice from people like naturopaths and the holistic practitioners to gain control of their own health, so we don't have to rely on them.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting, so from your point of view, in the last 12 years, what you have witnessed taking people to the hospital is that more and more and more and more and more and more people each year need to be transported to the hospital. So it's not so much that maybe there's a slowdown in the production of the drugs. It's just that there's way more people getting sick now, needing to be transported, and the supply can't keep up with the demand. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, I've been a nurse for 26 years. I've been in ambulances for over 30, but just 12 the most consistently. The last 12 as a nurse in the back of the ambulance. But we're watching people that hospitals can't provide services for people that need them. And then, you hear about hospitals that are getting sued. They're going after the doctors in Florida to get them because they were putting tracheostomies in people's necks that didn't need them.
Interesting.
They're putting a hole in their neck to breathe. I think, I try to stay the heck out of politics because, I'm more of a people person. You've known me now for about 4 years. To be that way. But it's very mind-boggling. And I'm feeling it today a little bit more after yesterday because, they literally took this lady's stomach muscle out to do this abdominoplasty, when normally they just take a section of skin out and tighten it up, But they did take the abdominal muscle. I mean, what was this? This lady went to Mexico to visit a friend. They said, somehow she got duped into it, and she's been 9 months in a rehab hospital trying to grow more skin so they can go in and close it. She hasn't eaten food for that long either, so that's kind of crazy.
Well, that is kind of crazy, and that's this whole thing now, that there's a whole new generation of medical treatments that are called medical tourism, right? Because things are so expensive here in the United States, people are looking to go to places like Switzerland, well, no, not Switzerland, but Mexico and the Czech Republic and France or the United Kingdom or Ireland or Scotland in order to get medical procedure done for, thousands of dollars less. I mean, thousands of dollars less. I ran a story last week about the discrepancies inside the United States, even inside cities, from hospital to hospital. That, for instance, a knee replacement surgery at one hospital in Los Angeles is going to be $20,000 more than another hospital in the same city. And it's like, what the heck is going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. This is, the marketplace of medicine, unregulated medical marketplace here in the United States. It's a big deal. And it's a triple tragedy here, right? Because, number one, people are getting screwed royally financially by a runaway, monopolistic, Machiavellian, MD-directed, mediocre medical machine. Number two, nobody knows about naturopathic medicine. Nobody knows about the holistic approach. Nobody knows that there do, in fact, exist science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery. And number three, when people think that they really do need the surgery and they can't afford it, well, what are they going to do? They're going to go somewhere. So they're going to go overseas. They're going to go to Mexico, and then, you got to roll the dice when that happens. It's just a tragedy, man. I mean, it's just more and more and more and more and more and more of this nonsense. When do you think it'll end? I mean, do you think it'll ever end?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
I honestly,
unless the Lord has another flood.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know that that's going to happen in this lifetime, but I tell you what, this is why I'm so happy to be a member of Youngevity, so happy to be around people like you, so happy to be affiliated with Dr. Wallach, because in his wisdom years ago, right, Wallach saw this predicament. He saw that the United States, and that quite frankly every free nation in the world, even the nations that aren't free, are headed over the cliff of doom, of medical doom, because the therapies that MDs bring to the table, they don't work. That's why we have a healthcare crisis. They just don't work. So he figured out a way to make a difference, to make it work. That's by generating science-based, clinically verified medical nutritions to the masses, bringing the simple solution that healing is easy through medical nutrition to as many people as want to listen to us. And that's what we're going to talk about here coming up in the second hour, ladies and gentlemen. 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to talk to me. And in the first half hour today, the Commander, if you're listening to the podcast and would like a number to call to talk about the health opportunity or the wealth opportunity delivered by Youngevity, that number, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. And remember, you can always check us out 24/7 on the World Wide Web at fireyourmdnow.com and fireyourmdnow.ca. That's fireyourmdnow.com or fireyourmdnow.ca. There it is right in back of me if you're watching the video feed. And if you do go to this website, check out, click on the Youngevity button, follow the links. When you do that, you will automatically become a member of Team Glidden. And Team Glidden is the place you want to be if you want your Youngevity business to have the medical support, the business support, and just be involved with a really great team of people like the Commander, like Corey Prop, like Dominic, like Ashley and Duffy James and everybody else in the organization. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking your calls when we come back. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. Thursday, the 23rd day of May 2013, here with the Commander, a.k.a. Mark Denning. The number to call to talk with us live, 866-582-9933. Let's say we take some calls. Commander, are you up for that?
Let's go heal some people, brother.
All right, we're going to go to Indiana and talk to Belinda about kidney damage. Hey, Belinda, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you today? And Commander?
Fantastic.
Belinda.
Awesome. Well, I have a friend who was basically run over by a tractor about 20 years ago, and it damaged his kidneys. And now he's on dialysis. He still produces a little urine, but my friends heard about what we were doing with Youngevity and wondered if we could help her husband.
Boy, that's a tricky situation, right? Because most of the time, people that are on dialysis, it's not because of physical trauma. It's because of some type of inborn error of metabolism, which is a result of chronic nutrient deficiencies and consistent consumption of all the bad food. Now, you know, the body has a remarkable ability to fix itself. So from our point of view, people that have suffered from a trauma there's no bad news here, because everybody needs to take the 90 essential nutrients anyway. Everybody needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods anyway. So in order to support and promote the structure and function of their body moving forward, they're going to need to up the ante with their medical nutrition, just because that's what everybody has to do. And, you know, you never know. extra stuff that I would give in the face of chronic trauma or to the kidney, or, historical trauma to the kidney is what I'm trying to say, would be the Super KB plus the Ultimate Daily Capsules. Super KB plus Ultimate Daily Capsules. Your thoughts, Commander?
Yeah. What do you think about the fucoidan for the stem cell regeneration?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. See, that's why two brains are better than one. A fucoidan is also an excellent idea. I'm hearing from people using the fucoidan products that they get more bang for their buck from the liquid Z radical than they do from the capsules. Have you seen anything similar to that, Commander? What's your take on that?
Well, I'm a big capsule hitter because my history with the blood clots. But yeah, I got a lot of people that love the Z-Rad, especially when they have a lot of inflammation involved. Because then it's like a 1-2 punch with the ORAC value of the super juices, and then the addition of the fucoidan in there and the liquid. It's just really it's a big 1-2 punch. It's a knockout.
Yeah, and that's a great idea. But nobody knows the dosage of the fucoidan. So, Belinda, is there what's the body weight of the person we're talking about here? Do you know?
He's 6 feet, 165 pounds.
Yeah, so I'd start with 2 bottles of Z Radical and 2 bottles of Fucoid Z a month if you can afford it. Plus, of course, the Super KB and the Ultimate Daily. The Ultimate Daily capsules would be my first fallback, and then, of course, depending on the budget, add more and more. And remember, Belinda, if you ever come up against somebody who they need $200 of supplements a month, but they've only got $50 to spend a month, then enroll them into the business. Because we have hundreds of people. I mean, probably thousands now. You know me, I don't like to exaggerate. I don't like to, conflate. We have hundreds of people in the downline who made enough money in their first 3 months of doing the business to completely pay for $350, $400 worth of supplements a month for free. So this is a very doable thing, especially in this economy. So that's and there's nothing to lose into the bargain here, because everybody needs to do the 90 essential nutrients and everybody needs to clean their diet up. So good for you for being a watchdog for the health of the people in your community, Belinda, because the medical doctors have nothing for us except, anti-inflammatory meds, prescription meds, surgery, dialysis, and then death. Mm-hmm. So good on you for taking a stand for the health of your community. Now go out there, Belinda, and enroll some more people.
Yeah,
we're coming up against a hard break here, Commander. Sorry to cut you off. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Peter Glidden here with the Commander today. Check him out on Facebook at Wellness Warriors with a Z. That's Wellness Warriors with a Z. And follow me on Twitter at Dr. Glidden. Dr. Glidden, that's DrGlidden. Check it out. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages. Everybody, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your friendly neighborhood naturopath, welcoming you to another live presentation of Fire Your MD Now, kicking it with the Commander today on the 23rd day of May in the year 2013. Going to go to Pennsylvania now and talk to Linda. How is it going, girl?
Glidden.
What is up?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming in loud and clear.
Okay, so I've lost a lot of weight in the past year. I have a lot of excess skin. I'm going to be getting a tummy tuck in about 2 weeks. And when he gave me the list of herbal supplements not to take, one of them was like vitamin E and EFAs. And, I mean, it's great that he gave me that list, but, of course, you are my consult. And so I wanted to know how you felt as far as me staying on the 90 pre-operation and post-operation. I know you want me to, get some homeopathic items and killer biotics, but I'm not quite understanding why there's certain things like garlic and vitamin E and fish oils that he would not want me to take.
Well, I'm gonna let the commander take a swing at this. I want to see what his answer is, and then I'll give you my take. Commander, what do you think?
Okay.
Well, I think they're scared that she's going to bleed to death.
Exactly correct. I mean, that's the thing. They don't want you to do the fish oil because fish oil thins blood, which is interesting, right? Because when somebody comes in with blood that's too thick, why don't they ever recommend fish oil? Why do they give Coumadin, a.k.a. rat poison, if they know that fish oil is going to thin somebody's blood? I mean, they know it so well that they recommend you stop it pre-surgery.
Yeah, really?
Right.
So, I mean, it's just insanity and hypocrisy on their parts. I have no idea why they recommend stop taking garlic. What do you think about that, Commander?
It was a whole list of stuff, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is scary.
Because they're chicken and uninformed.
Yeah,
so I should stick with my 90 for life and my selenium and all that stuff, right? Like, there's no reason why I should stop BTT because I'm getting 600% of vitamin E dosage in a serving.
No. And also understand, and I'm going to do a webinar about this at some point in time. I keep threatening to do this, and I'll have to follow through. But the recommended daily doses are nonsense. I mean, they're completely irrelevant. They're not, I mean, it's just a made-up number that has no actual grounding in reality. So nobody has any working knowledge of what, except Dr. Wallach.
RDAs are about,
of what the RDAs are about, so you don't need to worry about that. Are you currently taking any meds? Are you taking any meds?
No, I'm healthy. I stay away from 10 bad foods even before I was introduced to longevity.
Great.
And I'm on 90 for life and Z-Rad and Cherry Mins and glucogel, and I take everything just because I want my body to be as healthy as it can, even if I didn't get this surgery. But then I just went in for pre-op today, and he's like, I know you're doing longevity, but here's like a list of 25 natural things you can't take. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go.
No, that's 25 things that you're telling me I shouldn't take, but I'm going to make up my own mind, is what you need to say. I know it got me there. One of the things you could add, though, Dr. Glidden, you might agree with this, is to do some colloidal silver for a week before the procedure, just to help boost the immune system in a little bit better way, because you are going into the hospital, the mecca of all mega organisms, so you need to be really careful about that.
Yeah, do you want me to ingest the colloidal silver?
Yes. The answer is yes. Yes. Ingest.
I have some.
The colloidal silver, that can't hurt. And also, have you ever tried the PureWorks antibacterial foam?
Oh, I use it every day on my armpits for deodorant.
Yeah, right. Well, look, make sure you bring some with you to the hospital. Keep it by your bed, and before you go into surgery, do some on your hands and on your face, and then when you get out and you wake up, do it again, because that's the main locus of the vector of bacterial and viral infiltration into the body is through the hands. So especially when you're in the hospital. So use that stuff liberally when you're in the hospital. And when are you going to have the surgery?
June 6th, exactly 2 weeks from today.
All right. Now remind us, please, of who it was that enrolled you into our longevity way of wisdom. Who was it that brought you into the fold, Ethelinda?
Kendall Ellerby from South Carolina. He's one of my best friends since high school.
Kendall Ellerby, yeah. Isn't that funny how it goes like this, right? See, this is the wonderful thing about the network, because you never know who's going to show you the light. I mean, it can be someone that you went to high school with, someone you went to grade school with, someone that you buy your coffee from. I mean, God only knows who it is in longevity. And this is how we are, in fact, changing the world one person at a time by building a giant network. Now, how is your longevity business going, Ethelinda? What's the enrollment thing like for you?
I think it's been going great. I hit executive I hit executive in 3 weeks, and I just did another CEO mega sign up yesterday. As soon as I'm done buying these vegetables, I'm going to sign somebody else up for another Healthy Start pack. But you know what it is? It's because I took the Healthy Start Challenge at the end of March, and you know that. And you know I was anti-ASAP, and I've been doing everything according to what should be done, stay away from 10 bad foods. Oh, my God, Dr. G, I'm only 1 pound away from my goal weight. I've lost 26 pounds in like 57 days. I feel amazing. And, you know, I did lose a lot of weight prior to being introduced to longevity, which is why I've got all this extra skin. But let me tell you, I've never felt so more alive in my life. And same thing with my daughter. She's amped up on like 50 bazillion. It used to be like 2,000 because of the way we ate. But now we're getting nutrified properly, and it's like, wow. But yeah, my business side is going well. I'd say. I think hitting EMD in 3 weeks is pretty good, right?
Pretty good.
No, seriously. No, I'm being serious.
No, I mean, I'm laughing with you, not at you. Yes, I mean, absolutely. It's fantastic. I mean, I don't think very many people that do that. You're way ahead of the curve, Ethelinda.
Okay.
And the magic here is in committing to having a minimum of 10 enrollment conversations a week, 10 enrollment conversations, whatever that's like for you. You know, lending the magazine, lending a CD, bringing people to a webinar, emailing people a link to a video, bringing people to a telephone call, whatever it is that works for you, and mix it up, you know, just to keep it exciting. Expose what we're doing to a minimum of 10 people a week. Teach all of your business builders to do the same. And 1 year from now, you will not recognize your bank account, as God is my witness. 10 people a week is the key. You can do it, Ethelinda.
Well, I'm a firm believer that I'm all about this whole mission. You know, commission is commission. I make fairly good money in my career, but I'm all about helping people realize the true meaning behind health. And that's why it's been taking off for me. Not so much the business side, but people see me like, wow, you look amazing. You feel great. You have all this energy. You know, your face looks clear. What is going on? You're glowing. What is going on? And, you know, at first I was hesitant to tell them, but now I let them know. And I literally have people one day, let's say, today's what, Thursday? Tuesday, a lady said to me at the gym, I'm so mad at you. You didn't call me. I want longevity. I thought she was full of BS. No, seriously, thought she was full of BS. I call her Tuesday night. Wednesday, she meets me at the gym and gives me a check for 2 Healthy Start packs.
Oh, you got to love it.
Wow.
I mean, this is really good. Have you started using the magazine at all to help enroll people or not?
No, Matt asked me if I have, and I have not. And he said that would probably be a good avenue for me, so I do need to get acclimated with that process.
You know, I mean, you don't know what you don't know, and it's another tool in the tool belt. And, you know, I think it's a good tool to use. I don't think it should be the only thing that people do. I think we should use the magazine and use the CDs and use the company videos and use the company phone calls and use my webinars and use Facebook, right? Wellness Warriors.
Yeah.
And, of course, the radio shows, Wallach's books.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a number of ways to skin this cat. So don't just get focused into one way of doing it. But I'm telling you, Ethelinda, the magic here, the secret to your success is consistent effort over time with a minimum of 10 enrollment conversations a week. That will change your life. Not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, a minimum of 10. So go out there and get her done. And let's give Ethelinda a big longevity. Fire your MD now. Team Glidden.
Team Glidden!
Applause. Here we go, kiddo. You're the greatest, Ethelinda. Now go out there and enroll somebody else. You can do it. Keep up the good work, kiddo.
Thanks.
Go get them.
Yeah, my goal is to have SEMD by July. I'm going to get there. I'm type A. There's no other way. So if you say 10 a week, I'm going for 20. That's just how I am.
All right.
All right, call us back with an update. I appreciate the phone call.
Right,
Thank you so much for the phone call. Very, very
You're
good.
welcome.
We've got time for one more phone call in this segment. I believe we're going to go to Texas now. How does that sound, Commander? You up for Texas?
Yeah.
JD from Texas, you are live. Thank you so much for the call, JD. What's going on?
I talked to you yesterday, and I had 5 minutes, and I couldn't get it all done.
JD, I can't hear you. Come on in, JD. You can do it.
Come on, JD. Where you at, man?
Hello? Can you hear me?
JD, there you are. Are you back? Yeah, we can't
go.
hear you, JD.
Yeah, I'm anyway, I had 5 minutes with you yesterday, and I was taking notes, and I don't think I got everything down.
All right.
I got the schizophrenia, eggs, de-stress. Is that a longevity?
Yes, sir. That's a product by Longevity that's heavy in B vitamins, B like baby. It's called De-Stress, like detoxify. That's D like David, dash stress, De-Stress. I think it's a Super Life product. Is that right, Commander?
Roger that. Super Life Division. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told me 4 bottles of something, but I couldn't talk to you. It sounded like you sort of took me off the line while you finished up. But it's 4 bottles of something, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay, so it would have been 4 bottles of plant-derived minerals.
What
4
kind?
bottles of plant-derived minerals.
Plant.
That's the Longevity liquid mineral supplement. Yep, 4 bottles
Comes
of
in a 4-pack, right, Dr.
plant-derived
Glidden?
minerals. Oh, yeah, when you buy that, buy it in the case. The case is a 4-pack. The Commander's right. You save a lot of money if you do it that way, if you buy it by the case.
Save
Yeah.
some bucks.
Okay, it's plant what? Plant-derived?
Yep,
Right.
plant-derived minerals. It's liquid,
Yep.
and that's a Longevity product.
Yep.
Plant-derived minerals.
Yes, sir.
Minerals, okay. And I got the Healthy Start Pack down here.
Yeah, that's it. So that's good to go. We got the Healthy Start Pack, the plant-derived minerals, and the De-Stress.
10 bad foods.
And eliminate the 10 bad foods. And all I want her to eat is eggs and butter and salt and rare steak and chicken with the skin and full-fat milk and full-fat yogurt. And she needs to go crazy for cholesterol.
I've got one more
Absolutely.
question.
Shoot.
Are you familiar with a test called alpha fetoprotein?
Alpha, yeah, I am familiar with it.
Well, why doesn't these doctors give that to every new patient they get?
Well, because it's not a perfect world. I mean, here's the deal. It took the doctors 50 years to get on board with washing your hands before you operate on somebody. It took the doctors 50 years to come up to speed with washing your hands before you deliver babies. They're old-fashioned, stick-in-the-muds, and if you expect the medical doctor to forward the cause of medicine, you got your head in the sand, buddy. That's why we do this show. Sorry, we're up against a hard break here. Wish I could talk more. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. I'm coming back with the Commander for the last segment in just a little while. 866-58. 866-582-9933. That's the number to call to speak to the Commander and Dr. Glidden live today, May 23rd, 2013, 866-582-9933. Commander, we're going to go to Massachusetts next, I think, my old stomping grounds, and talk to Richard.
Sir.
Hey, Richard, thanks for calling. You are live.
This is UMass Richard.
Hey, UMass Richard. Now, it really is my old stomping ground.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling back. How's it going, man?
Going good. By the way, on that diet, I dropped 6 pounds in 6 days.
Wow.
I
Which
was
one was
already
that? Which one?
1,200 calorie diet.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I've been doing that Healthy Choice. They have these steam meals,
Yeah.
and they're really good. Matter of fact, crazy as it sounds, my doctor suggested that I use those because their sodium's not way in the moon.
Well, he's wrong about that, or it's irrelevant because sodium is completely irrelevant. It's a non-starter. That's just another medical myth. I mean, there is a sodium level at which you can hurt yourself, but it is 1,000 times more than the medical doctors think it is. They don't know what they're talking about when it comes to sodium. But I'm glad that you followed the advice and that you dialed in 1,200 calories however you did it, as long as when you did it, you're avoiding the 10 bad foods, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm avoiding those like the plague. Matter of fact, I'm down a total of 30 pounds in 30 days.
Well, you're in good company. Commander, how many pounds did you lose altogether?
About 100.
Good. Fantastic.
Join the Century Club, my friend. Join the Century Club if it's with, if you don't shrivel up too small,
Yeah, really. Well, I want to get
we don't want you to go too light.
I want to get down to where I was before, so I'm going to get there. No problem. I have two questions. One is, remember I had congestive heart failure. And, when I lay down at nighttime, I get these cramps in my legs, which are not too bad. Usually I can sleep through them. They're pretty mild. But the other night, I really got them bad. I had like Charlie horses in both legs. You got any suggestions for that?
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Commander, take it away.
Yeah, how much Astro FX Plus are you taking, and how much do you weigh now?
Well, I haven't got the FX Plus yet. I ordered it. It's on its way.
Well, that's the issue right there. I mean, one of the things you could do to relieve that until you get that is, we always talk about alternative therapies. They're not alternative. They're where they need to be, Okay. I've sat in the tub with some Epsom salts to help relieve and keep everything relaxed and then go to bed. But when you get the OsteoFX Plus, how much do you weigh now?
Right now I'm 200 and 211.
211? For about 90 days, I would do about 3 ounces a day. I would split it up, one with breakfast, one with lunch. You could take those with a little bit of orange juice because it'll help the absorption. And then at nighttime, take an ounce with about 3 ounces of room temperature water. Not only will it help you put to sleep, but I think you're going to find that you won't have the leg cramps at night. And that way you can combine it with your Healthy Start Pack. And it'll be less expensive that way. Dr. Glidden and I are both a fan of the Cal Toddy, though. In the summertime, we sweat bullets, and it's good for magnesium is good for me. I found out that I have trouble with that. So through Dr. Glidden's tutelage, we like the Cal Toddy, and you could do that the same way if you prefer. The magnesium also has a great effect on the vascular system and help cramping.
My next question was, I've got a friend in Florida, and I don't know exactly. I think it's the guy's about 65 years old, and I'm friends with his wife. We talk a lot on the phone, but he's on statin drugs.
All right, we're coming up against a hard break here, gentlemen. We're going to have to answer that question at the top of the next hour, Richard, so stay tuned, stick around. Commander, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure seeing you. Visit the Commander at Wellness Warriors on Facebook. That's Wellness Warriors with a Z. Thanks for everything, Commander, and go out there and get them.
Thank you, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Commander in the house. Let's give him a big fireyourmdnow.com, a round of applause. Thanks, everybody. Coming up in the second hour, hour 2, taking your phone calls. Thanks for tuning in and turning on.
You're feeling down in the dumps, tired of your health holding you back? Look no further than Fire Your MD Now with Dr. Glidden, the radio show that strives to get you in optimal health. Look out, Big Pharma. Someone is looking for the knockout punch. Here's Dr. Glidden.
Everybody, Dr. Peter Glidden here with you in the second hour today, Thursday, the 23rd day of May 2013, 866-582-9933. Looks like we were talking to Richard from Massachusetts at the end of the last segment. Richard, are you still with us?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
All right, so what's this? You got someone on statin drugs? What's the deal?
Well, I have a friend in Florida, and her husband's on statin drugs. That's the only thing I understand he's on. But, of course, when they give you statin drugs like they told me, and I told them to take them and fly them, they want you to cut out all eggs. And he doesn't eat any eggs at all, my understanding is.
Well, all right, so, I don't know what to tell you, man. This guy needs to call the radio show. This guy needs to be a subscriber. This guy needs to come to the webinars. This guy needs to watch the information or even just buy my book. I mean, you can get my book for $10 at Amazon.com. Download it as an ebook to your Kindle in 60 seconds and be reading it. So this is, what we're up to. Knowledge is power. You want to tell him that the pharmaceutical industry is to blame here. Oftentimes people find that a more pleasant pill to swallow than actually thinking that their MD is a knucklehead, when in fact both are the case. But if you tell people it's the pharmaceutical industry that is playing them instead of their MD that's playing them, often that will make them go, oh, well, really, I can understand how that would happen. And then they might be ready to take the next step. But listen, in states where I can legally prescribe statin drugs, as a licensed physician, I recommend 100% of my patients who had previously been prescribed statin drugs to flush them down the toilet. That's how bad they are. The only other classification of medicine that I recommend people flush 100% of the time in the states in which I can prescribe them legally are any type of antacid or proton pump inhibitors. Those two combinations pack a powerful negative punch. Of course, we need to get to the root cause of what's causing the heartburn and fix it rather than just willy-nilly stop all of our meds. We got to deal with the problem. But once people are on the health recovery programs, the statin drugs go and the proton pump inhibitors go, and then things start to turn around for the best.
Fantastic. Yeah, I lost two very smart people. They ended up chalking the eggs and taking the statin drugs, and they ended up with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. And if you look at the graph of the incidence of Alzheimer's in the United States, it parallels almost exactly the birthing of statin drugs into the medical market. It all happened in the early 1980s, and that's when Alzheimer's started taking off. Facts are a stubborn thing. Don't take statin drugs. That should be our new mantra. Thanks so much for the call, Richard. Thanks for waiting, and go Minutemen. Thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it. Go Minutemen. Going to North Carolina now to talk to Vicki about testosterone, estrogen levels, I think. Hey, Vicki, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hello, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
I am great, Vicki. What's going on with you?
It ain't with me, but I have a friend. He weighs about 220 pounds, about 5'9". He has low testosterone. Yeah. And he takes the testosterone pellet. And so whenever he does that, his test level is high in his estrogen. So he needs something like an estrogen blocker.
Well, no, he doesn't. He's got a stupid MD. I mean, that's what the MDs tell him. Number one, they don't know if you have diurnal fluctuations in hormone levels. They're clueless as to what time of the day they need to test the blood to see if his testosterone is high or low. They're clueless about what time of the month they need to test the blood. They just do a one-trick pony blood test and think that's the be-all, end-all. It's non-freaking sense. As long as all of his plumbing is intact, then his body should be able to sort out its hormone production naturally. So, if you had a broken bone, heaven forbid, we would recommend that you take into your body the nutrients that your bones are made out of in order to help your bones heal faster. Well, that's kind of a no-brainer. Well, when you have a deficiency in hormones, the recommendation is you take into your body the stuff that your hormones are made out of. I mean, that only makes sense. Now, hormones are not made from sealing wax and shipping paper. Hormones are made from cholesterol. How about that? Right. So anybody that has a hormone deficiency, man or woman, testosterone or progesterone, I don't give a crap what it is. Eggs, 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 eggs with butter and salt, plus the 90 essential nutrients, plus the selenium, plus the HGH Youth Complex appropriate for body weight. That is a very, very good recipe. You can tell his medical doctor to go pound sand. That's my advice. And I'd have him do this program for 3 months, 90 days, Vicki. 3 months, 90 days. Sound good?
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Well, you can thank me after it works because I know what you're thinking. We're going to Illinois next to talk to Rich about liver disease. Hey, Rich, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, I was calling to ask about fatty liver disease. I had a friend of mine that's about 100 pounds overweight, he says, by his own guesstimation, and he's been told by doctors that he's got fatty liver disease and needs to, worry about supplements and stuff like that.
You mean worry about taking them because of his liver?
Yep.
Oh, my God. That's the funniest thing that I've ever heard. I mean, that's like telling somebody with an open wound not to bandage it. I mean, it's, oh, don't put that Band-Aid on there. Oh, that could hurt. No, it's nonsense because here's the deal. People who are overweight, especially if they're like plus 100 pounds, man, they're overweight not because they have the fat gene, not because they have an autoimmune disease, not because they don't exercise, not because they're lazy. The only thing that makes people gain weight is people eat too many calories. That's it. The only thing that makes people eat too many calories is their bodies are nutritionally starved. Your body has wisdom, and when your body knows that its nutritional tank is running on fumes, it makes you eat in the desperate attempt to fill that tank up so the liver doesn't explode, the gallbladder doesn't explode, the kidneys don't explode, the hearts or the ligaments or the joints don't explode, because they will, figuratively speaking, if their nutrient needs are low, 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 and low. So your body knows this. Your body makes you eat. So what happens is you go to Olive Garden, right? You have 3,000 calories in one sitting, but the food that you're eating doesn't have the nutrients that you need. So you eat a ton, and then 3 hours later, you're hungry again. And then you think you're crazy, or you think you've got a psychological problem, or you believe your doctor when he tells you it's your stomach that's too big, and oh yeah, that's what Dr. Huffenpuff says, we have to cut your stomach out. That's why you're overweight, got to cut that stomach out. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's nonsense. So the same thing that's causing the weight problem is causing the liver to be degenerating. And, the liver is a fascinating organ. You can remove 70-something% of it. You can cut it out. You can just go in there, cut it out, 2/3 of the liver, and it'll grow back. It'll grow back. It's remarkable how the liver, it's called a hepatoneogenesis, right? That's fancy schmancy doctor talk for liver cell regeneration. The liver does an awesome job of repairing itself. It does it in record time. So, again, if you had a broken bone, then the recommendation would be, swallow nutrients that your bones are made out of, right? Minerals and sulfur-bearing molecules and things like that, in order to help the bones fix themselves. Well, when you're up against it with a liver issue, the recommendation is to swallow more liver-supporting nutrients, and the single best thing you can do in that domain is selenium. Selenium, selenium, selenium. But selenium is just one of the 90 essential nutrients, right? He doesn't just need selenium. He needs a boatload of selenium plus the 89 other nutrients appropriate for his body weight, plus he has to stop eating the 10 bad foods. If he does all of these things, then not only will we optimize the possibility of his body supporting and promoting the structure and function of his liver, but he's also going to start to lose weight, just like the commander did, and just like Richard from Massachusetts did, and just like Ethelinda from Pennsylvania did, and just like thousands of other longevity people have done. We know the secret to weight loss. Not even Oprah knows. And I'm serious here, man. This is all wrapped up. It's all different arms of the same octopus, the liver issue and the obesity issue. It all goes back to the same thing, chronic undiagnosed nutrient deficiencies, brought to you lock, stock, and barrel by your MD. And if you're not getting angry, you're simply not paying attention. Your friend is suffering because his medical doctor has his head up his butt when it comes to fundamental anatomy, pathology, and physiology. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. And your friend is suffering because of their ineptitude. And, you know, it's not, ineptitude isn't the best way. It's just old-fashioned, out-of-date, lopsided, one-sided, monolithic adherence to this old way of looking at the human body, which is propped up by the pharmaceutical industry. Most medical doctors aren't doctors anymore. They're pharmaceutical shills. That's all they do. They just dispense drugs. They don't care about healing anything. They don't care about curing anything. They can't even cure heartburn, for goodness sake. And yet we go to them over and over. Oh, my doctor says this or that. Well, guess what? Your doctor's a freaking idiot. The recommendation for your friend, in order to support and promote the structure and function of his life, 1 Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month. Eliminate the 10 bad foods from his diet. Eliminate the 10 bad foods from his diet. And last but not least, I would give him extra plant-derived minerals. I would do 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month. I do that entire program for 90 days. And when he gets on board with that program, his weight is going to slowly start to drip off. And that's a beautiful thing. Thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it. This is where people come to get it straight. This is where the healing begins. Fire your MD now. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, Friendly Neighborhood Naturopath, 866-582-9933. Give me a call. Going to Florida now to talk to Abby. Hello, Abby. What's going on, brother? How's it hanging in Florida?
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Very good. And what's going on today, Abby?
I have a couple of things. But first, the most important, I have a family member who's on dialysis, and we finally got him a Healthy Start Pack, and he's feeling better. He can't afford anything else. I mean, hardly. Actually, he has another family member getting the pack for him, so he can't afford it. He's concerned with the phosphorus on the OsteoFX Plus, OsteoFX. And the reason is because before he started, his phosphorus was already a little high. The doctor said that he should be on 5, and he has it on 6.7 on some scale. And he realized that the OsteoFX contains phosphorus, and he's just concerned about that. He thinks, he's asking me if he should take it or not take it, or take something different.
Well, does he have any problem with bones and joints? Does he have any arthritic stuff going on?
No. He has diabetes, and he has high blood pressure, and he has...
So the phosphorus is a non-starter. The medical doctor is wrong about this, and they get this wrong with sodium. They get it wrong with phosphorus. They really get it wrong with potassium to a remarkable degree. So tell him not to worry about it, just to take the recommended daily dose. But in a perfect world, Abby, the thing that's really going to trick this pony for him is the Ultimate Daily Capsules. That's really what we recommend here to support and promote the structure and function of the kidneys. And it might be worthwhile for you just to start him on one program. So what I would be inclined to tell you to do, because of the budgetary stuff, would be give him 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules a month, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules, 1 bottle of selenium, and 1 bottle of the plant-derived minerals. 1 Ultimate Daily, 1 selenium, and 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals a month. That's going to be less than one Healthy Start pack. Okay. And I think that he'll get more bang from his buck vis-a-vis the kidney issue. And then in the future, he can fall back to the Healthy Start pack if he's able to come off of the dialysis, which he should be able to, especially if, it's mandatory, right? He's got to stop the 10 bad foods.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knows that. He's doing that. And he noticed that after a week on the Healthy Start pack, when he went for dialysis, I don't know anything about this, but he told me that they drained less liquid than what they were draining before, and I don't know what he meant by that.
Well, yeah, that means his kidney's getting healthier and his body's getting healthier, so the program is working. So, that's good news, right? But really the secret sauce here for him would be the Ultimate Daily Capsules, the selenium, and the plant-derived minerals. That's where I would fall back now. Or, if he can, just add to the Healthy Start pack 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules, 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily Capsules a month, because that really will kick this program into high gear.
Okay. Do I have a minute to tell you one funny story?
Yeah, I've got a minute and 40 seconds left in this segment, so take it away.
Okay, a friend of mine who's in longevity is helping me out a little bit, but not fully awakened. He told me a story. His daughter, it's a baby, went for something in the skins and some chest congestion, went to the pediatrician, who he loves. It's even a neighbor from his old country. He asked this pediatrician what if he had any information about gluten. The pediatrician told him, yes, I have some information about it, and it's what I know which is very bad for us, and we should avoid it at all costs. That was his comment. And he came to me and told me the story. I said, why didn't you ask him that if you had been going visiting him for quite some time now, he had not given you that information? And that was that's what I said. Why didn't you ask him that? Because probably he would have thrown you away from his office.
That's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, why are they going to keep information like this to themselves? Because they didn't really know it in the first place. I don't know. It's medical madness all over the country. That's why we're here. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Back after. Hey, welcome back. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Listening to the podcast, are you? Well, that makes you the smartest person in class. 855-347-3696. That's the number you want to call to get information about the health opportunity, the nutritional supplements at the wholesale price, and the business opportunity. 855-347-3696. Of course, check us out 24/7 at Fire Your MD Now. It's important that you put the now in there. FireYourMDNow.com or .ca. Check it out. Log in, sign up, join our coalition of the informed, growing their wealth by helping to bring their friends into the wonderful world of health. Going to Maryland next to talk to Jean. Hey, Jean, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden.
What's going on, Jean?
Well, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about myself. Yeah. I've been on longevity products since last February. Ooh, and I was like one of those women in the Bible that suffered many things of many physicians. Yeah. And it's been such a great thing to find out about longevity. Unfortunately, I'm on a very fixed income, so I've been on the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack for about 14 months now. Yeah. I've been listening to your programs. I've gone gluten-free. I trying to eat the good food, bad food protocol. But I'm still having some really severe problems with my back. when I first started, I was using a cane, and I don't use my cane for short things now, but I still can't walk a long way. And part of what happened was I had a hip replacement in 2005. I've had bypass. 2011, I had cardioversion. And so I have seen some amazing differences. I hardly go to the doctor now at all. But I still have quite a few other things. And I was wondering, am I doing something wrong that it's taking so long for my joints to heal?
Well, the only time that medical nutrition doesn't work is if you're not taking enough or you're not absorbing what you're taking. So given your history and given your compliance and given your budget, you know, I think if I had to make a determination with you, I would say, well, you're just not taking enough, and that's a budgetary restriction. So
well, I've been taking 3 bottles of the calcium FX over the last few months.
Well, what about the glucogel? How much glucogel are you taking?
I had been taking 15 of the glucogel, and this past month I ordered the glucogel plus because I thought that might do me a little better, and took less of the other glucogel.
And how much do you weigh?
I weigh, well, actually I've lost weight. I weigh about 170 now. I'm 5'9".
Yeah. And do you know what the definitive diagnosis of the back was? Was it degenerative disc? Was it osteoarthritis? Or what was it?
Oh, I had tried everything for it. In '94, I had 2 back operations.
But what for? What was the
They diagnosed it after my hip operation. They said I had degenerative disc disease. And what was the other one you said?
Yeah, was it rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis?
It was osteoarthritis, and I had bulging discs and stenosis of the spine.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a lot of stuff.
Atrial fibrillation was caused by that.
Yeah, the stenosis of the spine, that would be congruent with our way of thinking as well. Too bad more people don't know that. So the devil here, I believe, is in the details, Gene. And, you know, with long-standing, long-suffering, as you alluded to, health conditions, we expect healing to be also a process rather than an event. Now, really, what I recommend people who are in your shoes do, because you've just known, you know, if it hadn't been for bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all, right? It's been pain and suffering for a long time, so much so that you've just gotten used to a certain amount of aches and pains every day. So sometimes when people have a lion's share of trouble, as their body starts to heal, you will forget about the stuff that's gotten better because you're still focusing on the stuff that hasn't resolved. And that's just human nature. That's the way that the central nervous system is wired, right? We don't want to remember painful things.
Right, and
so,
I do know that I've improved a lot in a lot of things. You know,
well, so what might... that's great. So what might give you hope...
And I have not had one incidence of that since I've been on the product.
Well, you got to love it. So what I think you just need more time. Honestly, you just need more time. There is something else you can do. But to help in the psychological realm here, what I would do, what I'd encourage you to do, is I would get a piece of paper and I would make, a column on one side of it, and I would just write in the left-hand column, right below each other, all of the things that are bothering you every day, right? You know, the middle of my back hurts, my left little toe hurts, I wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m., or whatever, all of the stuff that bothers you. And then once a week, you know, on Friday or Monday, pick a day, I would check in with myself, and I would give each of the symptoms a numerical score, right? And then put a date in that column, you know, like May 23rd, my back pain is a 5 out of a 10, okay? And once a week, you just keep adding columns to the list. And so over time, you will have a visual record of what's going on with your body, and you will be able to see, oh, son of a gun, you know what? I am getting better. It's just really slow. Or, you know, I've plateaued. I was getting pretty good. I was getting better for 3 months. But, you know, in the last 3 months, my symptoms really haven't budged at all, or whatever.
Right. That's kind of where I've gotten.
Well,
really had some problems with my back lately.
So you think that
my back's always been very painful, and it was a lot better. And it's just, people can see the difference in me. I just want to know if this thing is going to, if I have to be on it 2 or 3 years before I really see. I'm 74 now.
Well, how long have you had these conditions?
I just want to know that I'm on the right track.
Well, you're on the right. If things
that, it seems like I have more brown spots than I had before. Is it possible that they're coming out from the inside and coming up to the surface?
No, I don't believe so. No, if that's the case, then you are consuming something that has free radicals in it, or your antioxidant levels in your body are not sufficient to the cause.
No.
Right? So one thing that you can do is drink more green tea.
Oh, green tea? Good.
Yeah. Use more cinnamon. Use curry powder. Eat walnuts, right? Have red wine instead of white wine. Have dark-skinned fruit instead of light-skinned fruit. All of these things have higher amounts of antioxidants in them, and that's a good thing for you to do, is to increase your antioxidant intake on a daily basis.
Oh, okay.
All right, and if you got brown spots on the skin that are accelerating, it's because you don't have enough antioxidants in your body.
I'm not sure if they are. I may have forgotten how many I had before.
Yeah, right.
Possible.
Well, so
the other thing I wanted to ask, would it help if I added some extra minerals?
Yes, it can never hurt to add extra minerals. Never hurt to add extra minerals.
Like the BTT, the glucogel, the calcium, selenium. So if I added some extra minerals to that, do you think that would help my back?
What I would rather see you do is get 1 extra bottle of the Cal Toddy. Get 1 bottle of the Cal Toddy, because that has the minerals in it and it has calcium in it, extra calcium.
I was using the Cal Toddy for a while, but it gave me diarrhea.
Well, then, okay, so then you're going to have to use an extra bottle of the Osteo FX Plus. But one thing that you can do, and this is my little secret add-on here, a couple of times a week, even every night, if you feel so inclined, take a hot bath with a pound of Epsom salts dissolved in the bath water.
Oh.
Put 1 pound of Epsom salts in the bath water and soak in it right before bed. And that'll do 2 things. Epsom salts is magnesium sulfate. The magnesium from the salts will absorb through the skin, and it'll get into your muscles and your bones, help to relax the muscles and feed the bones in a way that's not going to give you diarrhea, right?
Oh, that's great.
Now, the problem with healing the back, especially when you've had stenosis, which means that, your discs have gotten so bad that the bones have actually fused together. Yeah. So that the discs they're not even there anymore. Some of the discs are just gone. Right. The problem with supporting and promoting that particular anatomical structure in your body is that the blood flow to the intervertebral discs is among the smallest of all blood flows in the body. I mean, your heart, of course, has a tremendous amount of blood. Kidneys, a tremendous amount of blood. Stomach, tremendous amount of blood. But the intervertebral discs, not so much. And when we're involved with a nutritional intervention, the nutrients are delivered to different parts of your body through the blood. So because the discs have a limited blood supply, they are amongst the slowest parts of the body to recover.
I even tried that DX machine, spent all my life savings on it, and it didn't do anything for
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's something that a chiropractor was doing, and they put you on this machine and they stretch you to try to open up those discs so that the nutrients can get to it.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I had over almost 50 treatments, and it didn't make anything any better.
Yeah, that's a son of a gun.
Yeah. When I had the hip replacement, they accidentally got a drill bit caught in, and they couldn't get it out.
Oh boy, now I'm in pain.
It's still in there, and I think what they were trying to do was get it out. I think they made my back worse.
Son of a gun.
Because I never could walk without the cane after that.
All right, so I'm going to tell you, let's try the Epsom salts for a couple of weeks. Epsom salts, a pound of Epsom salts. It's inexpensive, too. You can get that stuff at any pharmacy, right?
Salt baths. I do it occasionally, but I didn't know. I just thought they were relaxing.
Well, yeah, they are. So, and that's the other thing, that when you do an Epsom salt bath, you have to be careful getting out of the tub, because your muscles might be a little loosey-goosey, more loosey-goosey than you're used to, all right?
Well, that's one thing that I can say about the longevity. When I started it, it was very difficult for me to get out of the tub, and now I can get out.
Yeah, well, there you go. All right. So, listen, try that. Try more calcium for 3 weeks, and give me a call back with a report.
I'm actually taking about 3 bottles a month. Is that enough?
Well, apparently not. I mean, it's enough because things are happening and things are improving for you. But look, if we want to speed something up here, then as a little experiment, I think it's prudent for 2, 3, 4 weeks to add another bottle of calcium and see if that invokes a positive change. And really, I think, Gene, the only way that you're going to really have a purchase on that is if you write your symptoms down and keep a running record of your improvement. Now, I think that's a very smart thing to do.
Yeah,
because
I will do that.
The way that the brain is, you know, we forget stuff easily. I mean, so that's the story there. All right, thanks for the call, Gene. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your time. We're up against another hard break here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your friendly neighborhood naturopath. Tonight's webinar at 8 o'clock Central Time, how to efficiently absorb your nutritional supplements. Check it out. This event tonight only available if you are a subscriber. So go to the website, fireyourmdnow.com, click on the online health recovery button, become a member of my online health recovery subscription team. It's $17 a month, the best $17 you will ever spend. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around. What you don't know, folks, and it is so bad. I mean, it is so bad. We are so deeply down the rabbit hole here in the court of the Mad King MD that we take medical mediocrity as the best medicine in the world. It's upside down, it's inside out, and it's backwards. We have been played big time by the pharmaceutical industry, and well, guess what? I and everybody in longevity are taking a stand for your health. So check it out. Go to fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.ca. Click on the longevity link and join us. When you do, you will become a member of my team. And my team members and myself will show you how to increase your wealth by increasing the health of those in your life. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Rick from California is calling in to tell you just what we're talking about, I think. Hey, Rick, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Doc, this is the best day of my life.
Whoa, buddy, I'm sitting down. Come on now, bring it to me, Rick.
Well, I've been on BTT for a while, and I've lost 37 pounds.
Oh, wow.
But I just went gluten-free. It's been a full week, and I can't believe the difference.
Oh, I know, right? I know.
It is crazy. I was on Prilosec for about 2 years, and you scared me and said it was going to kill me.
Yeah.
And I got off of it and with using the enzymes and no pain. I mean, it is amazing.
Yeah, so no heartburn, no Prilosec, no heartburn, no pain, no digestive difficulty, right?
Gone.
Gotta love it.
And the reason they put me on that is I was diagnosed with a hiatal hernia.
Yeah.
And but now that I'm losing the weight, I don't want to do that surgery.
Well, no, you don't need to do the surgery. And by the way, there's something they're not going to tell you. Sometimes, you know what a hiatal hernia is? If you cut somebody's body in half, right from the right down the midline of the body, separating the right side of the body from the left side of the body, right below your chest muscles, right below your pectoralis muscles, there's a diaphragm. And your diaphragm is like the top of a drum. It's like a drum skin. And it stretches completely across your body from right to left, and it defines the upper part of your body from the lower part of your body. It's a membrane that goes across your entire your body. And there are little holes in that membrane, the diaphragm, that blood vessels go through and that your stomach, your throat goes through. And on top of the diaphragm is your throat, and below the diaphragm is your stomach, right? Now, a hiatal hernia is when the stomach, the top part of the stomach, pops up through the diaphragm and exists in the upper part of your body where only the throat should be. I don't know if that made sense verbally, but in any event, there is a physical manipulation technique where somebody who's been trained in this technique, they can, it's like a really deep tissue massage. They go in through underneath your rib cage, they latch onto your stomach and they pull it down. And they can pull the hiatal hernia down so you don't need surgery. They can pull it down. Here's another old-fashioned naturopathic fix for that. You drink 2 quarts of water. Drink 2 quarts of water back to back. Drink 2 quarts of water, like as fast as you can drink them down. You drink 2 quarts of water. You stand up on a little stool and you jump off onto your feet. Boom. You do that like 5 times. Jump off the stool, boom. Climb back up on the stool, jump off, boom. Climb up back on the stool and jump off. The idea here is to fill your stomach with water. Water is really heavy, and then when you jump off of the stool and your feet hit the ground, the water continues to go to the ground and it pushes your stomach down with it. Now, how about that? You don't need surgery. You need to fire the knucklehead MD. Thank God you found us. Thank God you took our advice. I gotta tell you, buddy. Yeah. Yes,
my wife is a nurse. It is so hard.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, I feel your pain. Let me tell you, I feel your pain. But look, the results speak for themselves, and the proof of the pudding's in the eating. Here's what I want you to do. Sneak your wife a little bit of the plant-derived minerals every day for a month and see if she notices a difference. Thanks so much for everything that you do. I wish we had more time to talk. We don't. We are out of time, Rick. Thanks so much for trusting me. It means a lot to me that you took my advice to heart and ran with that ball. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done it again. We've wasted 2 more hours. Hope you had fun. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. See you tonight on the webinar and tomorrow live on GCN Live.